But you just reminded me, I made a video about how anxiety is not a mind problem, it's a body problem. Just want to scroll on their phone all day long. She's been on her phone.
Though.
That too. She might have gained like some diseases or something, because it can literally, it can, in it, sorry. Jeez, 'cause love, so many people Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Who Opened the Box. I'm Trinity.
I'm Pilar.
I'm Akila.
And today we're talking about unlocking the truth behind survival mode and how it shapes our realities. So we're going to be sharing a few things about how to activate your body's self-healing mechanisms. And if you do not know anything about survival mode, I'll share a little context about that too and break it down. And also the science behind it a little bit. No, none of us are scientists or anything, or doctors or medical professionals, but hopefully this episode just helps you if you've ever experienced survival mode, or maybe you did and you didn't even know what it was. This episode is tailored to all of that, and we're really going to dive deep into it and share some experience that we have with survival mode as a teenager, somebody in their 20s, and then also my mom. And then a little bit about, because she's a single mom, so really touching on that. There's a lot of other single moms who have definitely been in survival mode. So yes, all that good stuff. So a little bit about survival mode. Survival mode is basically, it feels like when you're just in go mode, you're really just rushing and running around and feel like you always have things to do and probably never feel like you have any time for yourself. You're always putting other people before you and other people's needs before your own. So when you're in survival mode, you really are thinking about everything else except for the present moment. You pretty much don't remember or don't know what it feels like to be connected to your body, really grounded and present, and it's like being an autopilot. So yeah, let's just dive into it. I'm going to ask a few questions and we're going to talk about some experiences and some examples. So have you guys ever experienced survival mode? She was just kicking me. You experienced survival mode, and do you want to share anything about your experiences?
First, I just want to say we have Animal Kingdom here.
Yes.
So if you guys hear the dog, which is a new part of the family, officially today, you probably can hear him a little bit. And then the cat who's behind the picture here, rattling the blinds. So
that's my cat.
Yes, Animal Kingdom here. Welcome.
Mm-hmm.
Pilar, do you want to share? Or you want me to kick it off? What you want to do?
For me, as far as survival mode, probably in my scenario, probably as far as like school and sports, specifically cheer, just like waking up, like I just got to get this over with, and honestly not doing anything else besides that specific thing, like waking up to go to school or waking up and like just not doing anything really until it's time to go to practice. Being tired probably plays a big role in that, because it's like you just you're repeating the same thing over and over.
Yeah. Yep.
Like you don't throw anything in there, and you're not like your old self where you're like, even when you do have the time to go out, when you're not like busy with practice or school, you don't want to. You're just kind of like
in rest mode.
Yeah.
That's good.
I know. Speaking for moms.
Yeah.
Mom to be. Don't start.
Don't wish that on me.
Don't wish that on me.
Don't wish that on me.
I know there's a few things that for sure hit survival mode. Constantly feeling like you're on the clock. I so can relate to this. So waking up in the morning. Probably if you have kids, you're already waking up early. You have a schedule. You have a routine. If you're a mom, and it's not just a single mom, but it's a little bit more stressful single moms because they're doing it all by themselves. So that's what I'm speaking from. You have a routine. So that alarm clock goes off probably a little bit early if you're trying to get some me time in. For me, if it's me hitting the gym, then I'm up at 4.
Right.
Then I'm back 'cause I have to stay on my schedule. That means the kids have to, have breakfast, have to get to school at a certain time. I have to allow for traffic. I have to allow for commute time for the kids to go to school, and then for me to get to work on time. In the past, where the kids worked compared to where we lived, went to school and then where I worked and where we lived, it was just like one big triangle. And having to do the same thing after a 9 hour plus work day in reverse. Then go back and get the kids. Then come home, do dinner, do homework, do bath time, bed, and you wake up and do the same thing, routine over and over and over again. So for a solution to that, moms, schedule some buffer time. Schedule some buffer time. So like I said, add some time in between so it's not connected, back to back to back. Give yourself some me time in the morning if you get a chance. For me, I know it's hitting the gym if I can, or working out even at home. It's just my little bit of me time to get my day started. It does mean my day starts a lot earlier, but that's my routine that works for me. But I would say get some buffer time in, even if it's just like 10 minutes of silence, meditation, quiet time, prayer closet. Pilar has a closet kind of set up and a prayer box, and she takes time out for that through her busy day, even in her schedule. So just some me time for yourself. At some point, it will be good to start the day that way. And if you can end the day that way, and I'm sure, as we all know, a long day is a long day. But at the end of it, if you just take some quiet time, reading, meditating, again, for yourself, after the kids are down, after, the whole day is done, before bed at least, that would help. The emotional toll of being the sole provider. Ding, 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 ding. It's a lot. Right. It's a lot, especially if you have to work, you have to maintain your house, if you have a side business or a side hustle, if you have to, deal with the kids even. It's a lot. And yes, emotionally, it can take a toll. I think I can speak for me and the girls, saying it doesn't just take a toll on me as a mom, but also them as kids, because it's a lot for them too. The same routine day in and day out. Maybe times when I miss things because of work or the side hustle or the side business, and they got things going on and I don't make it. Like emotionally, that affects them. So I had to look at, spending less time at work, a job that doesn't require all of my time and attention, 24/7 work. Been there, done that. Definitely can say it will take a toll. We all three of us sitting up here, we all are in therapy. We all have therapists. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, enough said on that. A solution for that, building a support system, friends, family, online communities. People don't realize how important that is. As a certified personal trainer, a lot of the information that I've learned along the way is having a support system. People who are, looking to lose weight, people who are looking to, maybe do bodybuilding or whatever the case. It's very important to have a support system while you're doing those things. Someone cheering you on, someone, checking in on you, someone you can talk to. It's really good, in case you guys didn't know. So that's important. Back to the mental part, the mental overload of multitasking 24/7. Yeah. Trying to do everything like Pilar kind of mentioned with her sports, which is cheer. Mm-hmm. Trying to get homework, studying in cheer practice, competitions, traveling, games, whatever the case is. It has an effect on your mental because you're trying to get everything done with the small 24-hour window you have every day. Yep, that's the cat, guys. Did you
why
hear
he's
it?
making so much noise right now?
He wants to be a part.
Involved.
Yeah.
He's and there's a few meows as well. Sure thing.
He might.
And then the other part, which is probably really important to me, which was really important in my marriage, was loss of personal identity.
Definitely.
Yeah.
So
that's a big one.
I got stuck in the whole, hey, you're so-and-so's wife.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
You're so and so's mom.
Yeah.
Oh,
And I would say, hi, my name is Akila. And they would say, oh, you're Trinity's mom. Oh, you're Plara's mom. Oh, Nico's mom. Oh, I'm Akila. Yes, those are my kids. Or my ex-husband. Oh, you're David's wife. And I used to get that a lot.
I heard
knew
that,
y'all would get
Cass.
I got that a lot. And because we spent a lot of time living overseas,
Yeah.
that's what I was known for. That was David's wife.
right.
I don't even know if they really knew my name,
Yeah.
honestly. And David's kids. So the loss of personal identity is a big one for me. Trying to reconnect to yourself, doing things that bring you joy. Like I said, like I would make sure that my name was known, who I was as me, as my own person. Not just, oh yes, I'm Akila, I'm so and so's wife, or I'm so and so's mom. I'm Akila, this is what I do. Here's my business. This is what I do during the day. That was very important to me. So self-care is also important. For me, part of my self-care is working out. It's training. Of course, a spa day, pamper yourself, whatever that looks like for you. Facials, an actual spa, massage, pedicures, whatever. That's important. So self-care. And then just nurturing your own identity. Just, remembering who you are, not forgetting who you are, not with the titles, just you as a person.
Yeah.
And so you guys know I'm big on, just be you. But it's not forgetting who you are.
Just me being key.
So just me being key. That's right.
Oh, right.
But yes, so that's a big deal for me, and that is why. So that's a lot of, stuff that I've been working on in therapy, which I know helps with survival mode, because I feel like I've been in survival mode for the last
Your whole
28
life.
years.
Yeah,
Almost my whole life. You're right, almost my whole life, but definitely
Your whole
once
life
I
easy.
became a mom, I mean,
Yeah, that's why I said don't wish that mom stuff on me.
So I mean, that's my take on it. I figured, a lot of women, but especially moms, and like I said,
Yeah.
I'm speaking for me.
Yeah.
Moms or single moms can relate for sure, and they know. And you have to find your rhythm. You have to take the time for yourself, and just don't lose who you are. It's super important, guys.
You gotta break the cycle.
It's super, super important.
Yeah. And I was going to say, to piggyback off the single mom thing, we were never meant to do it by ourselves.
Yeah.
Amen.
Like, literally, we were never meant to be, to have women out here having to be a single mom, like, mandatory,
Yeah.
because they
Yes.
just don't have that support. They don't have that, extra help. And whatever the case may be, like, whether just dad's not present or whatever, but like, to raise a child, it takes both. It takes
takes
both
a village.
Yeah, it takes
Yeah.
a village, honestly. But yeah, like, minimum both parents. That's why there are so many people nowadays that are just stuck in survival mode, because I'm also going to touch on the fact that survival mode is not a bad thing per se.
Right.
It's just something your body, your body is like adapting. Like, so if you are undergoing a lot of stress, you have high cortisol and stuff like that, your body is telling you, like, we're in danger. There's a threat. So it's just your body adapting to what it thinks is threatening to you and is danger. But really, it could just be like, I don't know what's a good example. Like, you got a new job or something and it's really stressing you out.
Mm-hmm.
And then you notice that every day you wake up at the same time, you go to work, you do this, you get home, you eat dinner, you go to bed, you do the same thing Monday through Friday. Like, you're probably going to get into this autopilot mode and then go into survival mode. And it's because your body is thinking that you're being chased by a tiger right now.
Yeah.
Like, you have the same stress levels in your body as being chased by a tiger in the jungle, just getting up and going to work every day. Like, say your boss is very stressful and you have to deal with stuff like that. But yeah, women were never meant to do it by themselves. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I can't even imagine. Yeah.
Yeah, but that's true. I totally agree. And just, I don't know, it just brought the whole thought of, when you hear women or single moms, when the dad is absent, and they go, yeah, I'm being mom and dad.
Yeah.
You really can't.
Be
Yeah.
both.
You
That's
can't
true.
be both. It's kind of like,
You could try.
yes,
Yeah,
and
you
I've
can
said
try your
it, you know,
best.
like, oh, I have to be mom and dad, and
Yeah.
thank God for therapy.
Yeah.
But I know, I
it's
knew
not
all
physically
along that that's
possible.
not true. Like,
Yeah,
I
like,
can't
you
be a
can't-
dad.
Yeah.
It's not even in me, especially for my sons. Even I can't show them how to be a man. I'm not
Right.
a man.
Right.
But I hear that a lot too, and I can definitely relate to it because, like I said, I used to say the same things, at times, like I'm being mom and dad, and you really can't be, and trying to be,
And it
baby.
definitely doesn't help
Yeah.
if you haven't even been around a real man. Because,
Yeah.
like, you try to
Yeah.
teach them that stuff, and you're
Yeah.
really teaching them how to be a toxic man, because
Baby,
that's
Yeah,
all
like-
you know.
can't. You
Toxic
talking about
masculinity.
stress and running crazy already in survival mode. Trying to be both parents is gonna have you hella crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
don't
Been
wanna
there,
know.
done that too. Like, it's just you can't. So you just have to get to a point where you realize you cannot do it.
Yeah.
So
So yeah.
Trinity.
Did you like everything you said was great, both of you guys, but was there any particular like story, like maybe personal that you wanted to share? You probably have a lot. I
There's so
mean,
many. Oh
Yeah.
my gosh.
yeah. But
Um,
like if you wanted to, you don't. Anything off the dome? I can come back to it to you guys. You can think about it.
Probably this
was-
past year, my sophomore year, like after my knee injury and knowing that I wanted to cheer in college,
Wait.
probably.
Talk about your knee injury.
Oh yeah.
They don't know.
Yeah.
Oh, what was that? In
2023.
2023, I
Yes.
dislocated my right knee. And
2023.
Yeah, that was 2 years
the
ago.
summer of 2023, I dislocated my right knee. And
And it was a sight, guys. I wish I had recorded it, but oh my god.
and it was a long process. I had to do physical therapy, but it was like that itch, like just knowing. I guess that technically could fall into survival mode. Just like knowing that all I do is school cheer, and sometimes hang out with my friends, but mostly like that's mostly my life during the week. So not even healing all the way because I was like skipping physical therapy to go to cheer practice and stuff.
Yes. Yes.
After that, and then
Yes.
seeing that it was still like popping out of place every once in a while, I took my sophomore year to kind of just get back to it. So I taught myself all my skills back because I lost all my tumbling skills after my knee. So I spent a lot of time in tumbling, and I knew I wanted to cheer in college, and I knew I needed to tumble, work on jumps and things like that. So I was kind of just for a point this past year, like school wasn't even as important. Like it was just, oh, I have to make sure I got cheer down, cheer.
And tumbling.
Yeah, cheer and tumbling. And even though, like, and sometimes not even when you're in survival mode, you don't even appreciate what you're already doing. Like it's just not enough for you. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
definitely.
You just want more. You keep
Yeah.
adding more into it.
Especially when you have a goal set. Like the goal for me was, I want to cheer in college. I know I'm gonna cheer in college, and I know what I need to cheer in college. So I'm just constantly going, and I'm ignoring the fact that I even got the basic skills back because it was a time where I couldn't even walk straight. So I'm over here throwing my body in the
Yes.
air, and I'm not even appreciating that because I'm like, well, I need to do this skill. I need that skill.
Yeah.
And then it's kind of like gets to a point because
limping.
practice is hard. Like even though that's what I want, that's my goal. It is hard. So when I'm at home, it's like I don't want to do anything. I don't want to go to any games. I just want to rest until it's time for practice. And that became a cycle of just like laying there doing my like basic hygiene and then nothing else, like being in the house or anything like that. But I was also reading something about how like when you idolize something too much, God will take away from you. So I ended up dislocating my knee again in March.
I was gonna say about a month ago.
Yeah, in March. And
And now it's
Now-
possible surgery.
yeah,
Maybe.
possibly
Maybe.
surgery. And I still do want to cheer in college. And I still want to finish high school cheering. So I just need to calm down. That probably snapped me out the most. Like realizing that everything's temporary. So you're stressing yourself out so much for something that could be gone in less than a minute. It's not what we're supposed to do. Like not saying we're supposed to like not care. We're supposed to walk around like doing nothing. Like that's whatever. But especially with like someone like me that has always dealt with overthinking and trying to plan every single thing in your life, because it's like, well, if this doesn't happen, then that won't happen. But when you really think about it, I'm a sophomore. I'm not even going to college until like 2027. Like,
Oh, dang.
2 more years.
Oh, yeah. It
Yeah,
sounded like a
sorry.
lot further.
Yeah, overthinking. Sorry.
Oh, yeah, definitely. But with my mom talking about like identity, I could say I've been in survival mode with being in a relationship, because you're just constantly hearing a lot of opinions, especially like when you're younger, because like in high school having a relationship, and you like have that idea like, oh yeah, I would want to marry him, and it's like, well, it's not gonna last anyway. So then that leads to overthinking, and then you're in survival mode because you're constantly like on them, like, oh, let's make sure we do this, so make sure that. And it's not even, you weren't even worried about it to begin with. It was only because someone else spoke on it or something like that.
Yeah.
And then identity too, because even I've dealt with that, and it's not even the status of where you were talking about, but even I've dealt with like the whole, oh, you're such girlfriend or stuff, and it's like, but I knew you guys before y'all even met him, so how are you gonna say I'm such? Y'all know my name.
Yeah.
It does get kind of crazy. You do have to find yourself, because like I said, with that, sometimes survival mode, you kind of like idolize things and you don't even realize it. Especially like me being a Christian, it's like I know I'm only supposed to follow God, and you don't even realize that you're idolizing something, like because you just become so obsessed and you got to fix this one thing. And it's to the point where you're blurring everything else out. And there's probably something way more important to worry about. Like my own personal health, like it gets to a point where I was so worried. I was like, you guys are saying we're not going to get married. We're not going to last past high school. I need to make sure we're doing this and that so we can last. And it's not
so
even.
So you could be like Trent and Jim.
Oh yeah. And I wasn't even worried about it. It just like creates things like overthinking, especially if you have a wild imagination, because then you just think about anything, and it's like on the spot your mind is just racing, and it just gets crazy, and you just forget all about yourself. Like when you're in survival mode, you do forget about yourself in so many aspects. And I guess sometimes when I was in survival mode, I could kind of like realize why I was always so nostalgic, like always looking at old times, because I wasn't in survival mode. I was just living life. Like I wasn't, like, I still had practice or stuff, but I wasn't, oh, I have to go to practice. No, I can't do this. I can't miss practice, da-da-da.
Yeah.
Like, I used to be so upset at myself, even if I was just sick. Like, I got sick, and I used to be so upset. Like, I'm going to miss practice, and my coach probably doesn't even want me there because I am sick, and I'll make everybody else sick. Sometimes you need to calm down, especially because things are temporary, because you could be obsessed over it, and you make it your whole life, and it could be gone in a second. Just like that, I made cheer. It was cheer college. Cheering in college, and then just in a second, I might not even be able to cheer this next school year. Yeah.
It'll be good, but yeah.
But she want that T and J love.
Oh,
crying.
Dang, it just slipped my mind.
Your
Something
story?
You just said.
Because Trinity
Not
and
my
Jimmy
story,
were
no.
high school sweethearts and got married early.
I think they got it.
Well, yeah, for those of you who don't know, I got married at 18, and he was 19.
There's that
We
rebel.
went to Vegas.
The rebel, yes. Miss I eloped in Vegas.
We didn't tell nobody,
hello.
except my mom, because I had to ask my mom, like, how does this process work? Like, obviously, how do you go to the courthouse and like get married in Vegas and all that?
And then pass the advice to me, because I was talking about not having a wedding, but getting married in Maryland. She was like, just go to Vegas. Just go to Vegas.
I mean, honestly.
Everyone just take a little
got
trip.
that call, and I said, hey, how about you guys not do that right now?
I don't believe that's what she said.
We already did it.
We're going to do it. So
I remember you saying, like,
I mean,
are you sure you want to do this?
You just kept asking like that, but I don't think
Are
you
you
told
sure?
me. I don't think you guys should like not do this.
Girl,
like,
if I would have said
told
that, you
you
would have done it 10 times over. So
yeah, that's true. But I mean, shoot, it was. I mean, the man know what he want. What can I say?
Well, that goes both ways clearly, because you said I do.
But,
So
I mean, yeah, but like it was his idea, like on the plane.
oh,
there.
see, this is something new.
We
I didn't know this
that.
part.
Of course, we talked about being married, but it was his idea that this time, like when we touch down,
that
like
is something else
and go to
too.
Vegas,
Especially like dealing with like, because all of our scenarios was like with athletes and stuff, dealing with like
mine.
Yeah.
What I said?
What?
No, I'm saying like the people
Athletes.
we talk to, athletes.
Oh, you said scenarios, so I was like, what did I say?
No, I meant
Oh,
like
no,
as
she was
far
saying
as like because I was
Yeah,
talking about
that's
people's
true.
input. Definitely, for some reason, people don't believe that it be the boy's idea to do some of the stuff. They be like, your girlfriend got you wrapped around your finger. I be like, that was his idea. Like,
yeah, I dealt with that too.
Oh.
I still deal with that.
That was your dad's
Especially,
idea to
like-
get married when
Oh,
we
poor
did
Jimmy.
too. And I know nobody
like
believed
if
that.
I feel like if
Oh,
me
his
and,
idea.
That was a totally, yeah.
like if we got married to be like, dang, she got you wrapped around your finger. I'd be like, well, he had to propose. I can't force someone to propose to me. I
Yeah.
mean,
Oh,
he
you'd be
can.
surprised.
Yeah.
But that's just not me. I don't.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, of
You
course
can't
not.
chase. You gotta attract.
Okay.
Period.
So let's talk. It's like, no,
Okay.
let me stop.
Okay.
So let's
chase, you
talk
gotta
about it because we can
Yeah.
really talk
7
about
times the charm.
Did you say 7? Oh,
7 times the charm.
that
I'm
is
weak.
interesting though. Athlete.
Athlete. I mean, at the
Athlete,
same
athlete.
time, we in the DMV area. Like, who's not an athlete?
There's
Or a rapper.
One
I
or
mean,
the
'cause
other.
I feel like
Athlete,
everybody's a
athlete,
rapper
or
these
rapper.
days.
or an athlete turn to rapper, or a rapper turn to athlete.
Yeah, vice versa. Like, yeah.
I don't
You
really
get a
know
lot of
too
that.
many other things.
Well, that's
people.
sad.
Okay. Well, like I mean, like
I'm
even
just
the
saying.
older generation, they've probably done at least both. Like even if you find like a businessman, they
Oh,
probably.
hold
do you
on.
mean?
You said older generation.
I'm
Who
saying
are
like if you
referring
found
to?
like an older person in the DMV, they still like when they be
What?
talking about them old heads on the court and stuff. They be like, yeah, I used to hoop back in my day. I used to play football. Like,
And y'all be
and-
cracking up.
But you know, I feel like
it's only one other thing that you do.
I
if
feel
you're
like
not
also
rapper, or
If you're not a rapper.
if you're
it
not
just-
a rapper,
I should have been a
athlete, it's
rapper.
only one other thing you do.
Oh, sorry, Trent.
it's like no. It just plays a part also though because like when you're a boy, and no, I'm not a boy, obviously, but like when you're a boy,
No, I'm not a boy. All right, wait a minute. You're a boy and you're pregnant? Wait, what? Yeah, we know that you're not a boy.
2025. It's like no, I'm just kidding.
It is.
No,
It
when
is.
when you're a boy though,
It
like
is, it
sometimes
is.
like a lot of boys do just grow up and it's like because you're a guy, like okay, what sport do you want to play?
Yeah.
And like they don't really like introduce like other activities and hobbies and
Yeah.
stuff. Like what if you
Especially
yeah,
if
like
you
what
do
if you
have
want
a
to
dad.
paint or something like
And then they
You
get a
gonna
little
play-
clown for that sometimes too.
yeah, like,
Like
you
the
don't
movie
want to
we
play
were just
sports.
watching.
I told you to play.
What movie were we just watching? And the guy was like, "Yeah, I want to play football, but I wanted to join the play." And he's like, "You're gonna laugh at me, Dad." And
Yeah.
the dad
Oh,
laughed a little
Will
bit.
Trent.
Will Trent.
Oh,
We were
yeah.
watching Will Trent.
The
He was like,
play is crazy.
he was like, "Wait, what? Oh,
Like-
you're serious?"
Like actors
Like,
don't make
he
money
laughed
or
first.
something. Like,
Yeah, he was like, "I want to, join a drama club or be in a
Because I
play
mean,
or
y'all
something."
be like going hard to put someone in the sport. How many people do y'all know actually make it to the league? When you could teach
I don't
them
know
like
the percentage.
I'm
but yeah,
saying like
I know what you mean.
pushing them so hard to the point they don't even like the sport no more versus introducing them to stuff that they can make money regardless. Because a lot of people don't even want to go to college if they're not going for their sport.
Oh, you talk about survival mode. What about the parents? And sometimes it's the moms too. So we can't even just say the dads that push their kids in sports because they want their kids to try to make it to the next level
Yeah.
that the kids don't even really like it. You want
Yeah.
to talk about survival mode. Imagine that routine
He was
over
talking survival mode.
and over. I mean, for the kid,
Yeah.
that's true survival mode because
Yeah.
you're
Yeah.
being forced to play a sport or an
just
activity
not even opening your horizons.
you don't want to do. And you talking about practice with cheering. So imagine if you play football or basketball or baseball, how many times they practice,
Yeah.
the games, the traveling,
And
for
then like
the
rubbing
kids who
it,
don't
and
want to
then,
do
like,
it.
sometimes rubbing it in their face. I pay for this, that, and third, but they
Yeah, and the
that was
kid's
your
like, I ain't
idea.
asked you to do
was
that
your
because I
idea.
don't want to
I've
play.
been playing this sport since I was
I said I
two.
didn't wanna
choose
play.
the sport I wanted to play.
Like when you said, I don't want to do dance no more. You thought I wanted to do dance, and
Yeah.
dance didn't
You used to
last that
dance?
long.
Yeah.
I'm just messing with you.
I mean, I tried it again in 7th grade. I was like, nah, I need to be on that
And she
mat.
ain't-
I need
yeah,
to be on
she
that
wanted to
mat.
cheer.
I need to be on that mat.
Yeah.
Trinity
that
was going to Trinity's, for those who probably clearly don't know,
Very
Trinity
athletic.
also
So-
cheered in high school. They didn't have a whole bunch of options for one, I will
Oh.
say that. But she is very athletic.
There's a
When
Boys
Trinity
and
was
Girls
in
Club.
middle school,
There was a Boys and Girls Club. So,
oh,
I'm so
she was running track. And her
had-
track coach
It's a
after
crazy
the
thing to
first
say.
day said
I went to tryouts and that was it.
she's
guys.
very
I-
fast.
You were
Trinity
fast.
is
I can
very
see you running
fast.
track though.
But what did Trinity do? She's
Run
very
with the band.
athletic. She's very fast. But Trinity's very girly. Trinity was running the track with her Gucci purse wrapped around her neck. And the track coach
Why did it make
said
it sound like that?
she didn't want to put her Gucci purse down, but she's really fast though.
It was like
And I think that was the end of track.
The one
it
that
was
I
one
won.
of them.
Cross-
It was
crossbody.
a crossbody. Guys, listen, okay?
Designer
She was running
junkie?
track with her
Okay.
Gucci purse.
So,
I was too
Period.
scared to play sports because I didn't like the pressure.
Her face.
But she
And I
likes
overthought it.
basketball,
She couldn't
and
play
so does
volleyball.
Pilar.
Basketball.
Oh, I like basketball.
I like
but like,
They
volleyball,
both
too.
like
but I
basketball.
kind of
Nobody
didn't
played
play basketball as like rebellion because I was like, y'all keep coming up talking about how tall I am. Now I'm not gonna play this sport just to like.
To another
Yeah, I
level.
didn't get that one. No,
Huh?
it wasn't tall.
Oh yeah, she wasn't tall.
I'm not tall.
It's just
Yeah.
daddy.
Trinity's the
I just could like
shortest.
shoot.
Oh yeah.
She's
I
very
mean, but I don't
athletic.
really know a lot of tall girls that play basketball. When I see like basketball players that are really good in DMV, they be short as I don't know what.
Shots.
Oh,
That's not a bad
Shots.
thing. I'm just saying they be like, just assume you're tall. Like you've never seen me pick up a basketball and you saw I was like what 5'8" and say you need to be on that court.
Or
Y'all don't
just
even have a girls
Or
basketball.
automatically like, you play basketball?
They used to walk around ask me if I play basketball. We didn't even have a basketball team that year. Where am I playing basketball at?
Yeah, the
know.
activities got.
Yeah.
in the backyard.
Sure.
If I
short
did
of that
anything
list.
because of my height, I would play volleyball. But just because you
But
got
But
a
at the
big
same
play
time, she don't
volleyball.
want to play volleyball.
No, I'm not diving for no ball.
Right.
Imagine that. And your nails, like, girl, what?
No, my nails. Yeah, I
Right.
went to tell them my nails, and I, never broke one. So
Another girly girl.
yeah,
You be
cheers for
breaking
me.
your nails
For some
doing
reason,
that.
Sounds
I
like
random.
Sydney. Shout out to my sister Sydney.
for some reason I would rather throw my body in the air and hit the ground from catching bodies as a back spot than dive for a ball. But that's just my.
All right,
That's
that's
just me personally.
enough
Oh.
of that. Okay,
Back
let's
on
get
track
back
here.
on topic. Okay, so survival mode. I'm looking at some notes on my phone. That's what I'm doing.
What's your story?
Oh yeah, my story is coming. I'm gonna share my story.
What's your story, girl?
I have like 2 stories, but we'll see if I get through both.
We'll
One's
see.
not really a story though.
You gonna
But
cry?
No.
Oh,
so and if I do, it's like no.
sorry.
It's just one sec. Yeah. So survival mode. Is it normal?
Yeah.
I think I already touched on it a little bit.
A little
Yeah.
bit. It is.
Is it normal? Yes.
Indeed.
Is it okay?
Sometimes.
No.
No.
But
Oh.
let me explain. Let me explain, because it might be like, well, why it's not okay if it's something our bodies like kind of naturally, go into if we're like really, really stressed or something happens. So the reason I say it's not okay, I mean, it's not okay to stay stuck there. Like, I mean, if it's been years and you can't remember the last time you weren't in survival mode, or even worse, you're not even aware that you're in survival mode, and like you're reaping the like symptoms of survival mode, where your mental health is like, your digestive health could be slacking, like all these other things. You might have gained like some diseases or something, because it can literally it can sorry it can affect you physically.
It can.
I'm sorry, because I saw your face and I was like, yeah.
Diseases. I ain't know about all that.
Yeah, we're gonna talk
Yeah,
about
like
it.
some
your
stress
overall
and
Literally.
health.
anxiety.
Yeah, your overall health.
Oh,
Yeah.
that makes sense.
But
Sorry,
you know,
I ain't really
like,
pay attention to health. Sorry.
that's okay, because you probably didn't learn it in health. That's the
I
thing.
think I did a little bit, but
They talked about survival mode in school,
Yeah,
in your health book.
that's how I knew like
Maybe.
the different
Yeah.
fighter,
Maybe.
fight, flight.
Fight.
From. I actually learned that in
That's
health.
true. I did learn that.
I
Yeah.
did.
That was even part
I
of
just had a
my
funny class, so
certification.
I probably didn't remember it. I was
Yeah.
probably laughing.
Same.
Yeah.
That's
Same.
going to be a part 2 for sure.
Yeah, that's part 2 to
Because,
dive deep into the 5
parts.
Yeah.
F's.
I only learned about 4.
Fly.
There's
What
5.
are the 5? Just saying.
Okay.
We're gonna do
Fly,
a part 2 because we
fancy.
need a whole episode for that.
The fattest.
Okay. You have fight, flight,
Flight.
freeze, fawn,
Fawn.
and flop. Flop is the one that people don't really know about.
Right.
That's when
Yeah, I
like
didn't
you
know
just
that one.
hit the rock bottom or something.
Kind of, sort of. It's when your body completely gives out.
Sometimes people can't do nothing until they hit rock bottom.
That's true.
That takes
Girl,
like that's a long fall.
But that's
for
what I'm
some of
saying.
y'all.
Like,
girl, that's a
Your-
story for another episode.
these are trauma responses. The 5
Those are-
F's.
yeah, those are
trauma
trauma
responses.
responses.
They go underneath survival mode. But those are also not bad things. Like, none of these things are like bad. So you don't need to feel ashamed if
Yeah.
you're in survival mode, or you're, been triggering like your trauma responses a lot. The number one thing is awareness. So as soon as you can become aware
of what's going on and you start noticing these patterns, you start noticing this behavior and like you're acting a certain way, that's step number 1 and you're already like halfway done. It's awareness. A lot of people just genuinely are not aware, so they cannot help themselves, let alone allow somebody else to help them if they don't know.
And honestly, I didn't even know I was like, I've been aware that things was wrong, but until we brought up this idea for the episode, I didn't even know I was in survival mode that time in my life.
Yeah, but let's talk about that right now, because I have something for the teenagers out there. Oh, for the teenagers out there, one second.
Period.
Because I'm pretty sure there's a lot of teenagers, just like Pilar said, that don't even realize, what is survival mode really like? I see it probably on social media, but like, what does it really feel like? What does it look like? How do I know? So I did some research, and I wanted to search up some ways that teenagers are in survival mode and don't realize it, So I'm just going to touch on a few, right? Because some big ones might be when you're a teenager, like if you're a parent and you're listening, you might think your teenager is being lazy or being dramatic or something, or just being like, oh, you got an attitude. Like, why are you being a brat or something? And your teenager might literally be in survival mode and just like they feel like they, what'd you say?
Block them.
Oh, block them. Literally might feel like they don't know how to help themselves because they're in survival mode. All they know to do to kind of like try to self-soothe is like scroll on social media or just watch YouTube videos or something.
Basically.
Yeah. And it's
try and find some love.
Yeah, it's like they're exhausted but wired, anxious but numb, tired but can't sleep. That's not laziness. It's a dysregulated nervous system. So
Survival
how many
mode.
teenagers do you guys know? Or if you are a teenager and that sounds like you, or teenagers and it sounds like them and you just think, oh, they're so lazy. They don't want to do anything. They don't want to get out. They don't want to have fun. They just want to scroll on their phone all day long. She's been on her phone.
Though.
That too. But
coming from the teenagers, shots again.
Like, it goes deeper. That's why it's really important to just learn more, about your kids and stuff, and just help them like regulate themselves and learn how to communicate their emotions and feel their emotions more so than just communicate. But like, the healing comes when you feel, not just talk about and analyze, because that was an issue that I had. Like, when I started my inner work journey and stuff, I got so wrapped up in like learning and like analyzing, and like I want to learn so much knowledge about this thing, and like I wanted to help myself, but I wasn't helping myself because I wasn't like actually practicing the things and feeling the emotions.
Right,
I would analyze the emotions,
applying it to your life
and other people.
And the healing comes from the feeling. It's the feeling part, not the talking, not the analyzing. So I would say, okay, I'm sad. Why am I so sad? What just like, why would I be sad right now? Because such and such happened. Like, okay, I thought you were over this or something. And then I would kind of make myself feel like ashamed for not being over the certain trigger or something, instead of just feeling the trigger. And we're going to talk more about it, but a quick way to regulate your nervous system, how to actually feel safe in your body, is to not run away from the triggers or the feelings, but ride it like a wave. Because the triggers show you, it's showing you where you need to pay attention in your body. I mean, something happened, your body just felt a little unsafe. Be curious.
Right.
What just happened that made us feel a little bit anxious just now? Was it this? Was it that? Okay. I mean, you're fine. You're safe. Talk to yourself. That positive self-talk is a really big deal. But if you run away from it, or if you make yourself feel ashamed for it, you're not going to get anywhere with that, because then you're feeling guilty for all of this. And these are just things that just keep you kind of stuck.
Right. And
in a
because
loop.
it just repeats
It's
over
like
and over
going
until you
over a
actually do the
test.
work. Yeah.
Like, you go through a test, and instead of going over, you just hand it in. So then you're left with a bunch of questions. Did I do that? Did I do this? When you could have just went over it.
Yeah.
To see.
Yeah. So healing starts with feeling, riding that wave, understanding that if you're even having like something like an anxiety attack, the anxiety attack is not going to last forever.
Right.
Even though it might feel that way.
That's something for you to talk about. 'Cause
That
we
was-
just talked
that's
about
my
that when
story.
people think the anxiety is like a mental thing.
Oh, okay. Look, I'll
See,
just
told
say
you,
this.
therapy works, guys. Therapy works.
I'll just say this real quick. I have a lot of videos already about this type of content
Oh,
as an
plug.
inner work coach.
Plug.
But you just reminded me, I made a video about how anxiety is not a mind problem, it's a body problem.
But that's really important because no shame here, I thought it was part of up here. It's just like this anxiety is my mental, is what's going on, therapy. So between you and the therapist, yeah, I learned it. No, it's not that. So speaking of anxiety attack, yeah, you just think like, oh, I'm freaking out. It's a whole mental
But
thing.
your
No,
body
it's
it's
your
happening
body.
all in your body. All the
That's why your
symptoms are
stomach
in
drop
your
and
body.
Breakout
Heart rate
sweats, heart-
increase.
Yep.
You're sweating. You might be shaking. Like, it's all in your nervous system. It's all in your body.
And people need to open their mind to learn, because
Yeah.
she'll literally drop videos and they'll completely discard everything she said to just say their opinion, and it's like, did you even listen to the video?
Yeah.
My video?
You missed
Yeah.
the whole. Yeah,
Oh.
you missed the whole
They
message.
just
She
be-
explained
everyone
that
wants
already.
To argue.
Yeah.
Nobody wants peace. Everyone wants to. I
That's
wish
fine.
somebody would try me. Like, just be calm.
Oh.
Just listen to what someone's trying to help you. Just
Yeah.
calm down.
Yeah.
It's cool.
It's all related to your nervous system, though. That's
Yeah.
that's a big one.
When you're getting defensive and things like
That
that.
anxiety. Whew.
But yeah, let me see if I have anything else for the teenager part real quick. I'll pick one more thing. Oh, that's a good one. Hold on.
Sure.
Okay,
Sharing
so
is caring.
a lot of teenagers like seem antisocial,
Yeah.
but that might not always be the case. They might not try to not be involved or be social with people, but it could be that they isolate because connection feels unsafe or overwhelming. So a lot of teens
Safe is
withdraw because not because they're antisocial, but because they feel emotionally flooded. If friendships are drama filled or family isn't emotionally safe, isolation feels like the only option.
Yep.
I can
So
definitely
pulling
relate to
away is often a protective mechanism, not rebellion. That was definitely me. I
Pull
feel
on
like
to his
it's
bosom,
like
guys.
a part
Even in
of
the
teenage
that. Even in the beginning
years,
of
but
like the relationship, like
yeah.
it just felt like overwhelming to feel like you just get used to feeling so many like bad emotions when you're getting flooded with so many like loving and caring. You're just like, ew, what are you doing? Like,
We need an episode on that.
it's just like ew. Like when he first
Yeah.
started, like it was
Because I
like,
could talk about it all day.
oh, you just
I
get
thought
used
Jim
to. I
popped
feel like
his
you
head
just,
up.
I feel like you just get used to like all the bad stuff. Like you get used to being in drama, like drama friendships and
Yeah, so
going in and out friendships. Like we're
You
cool
almost
one day
expect
and
it.
not the other day, and then you finally get one, and then you end up ruining it
yeah.
because you've been searching. Especially because a lot of time you've been searching for the right friendship or the right relationship, and then you get there and you don't know what to do.
Yeah. And you know what that is? Is being attracted to chaos.
Why are you looking at
That's
me?
No, I'm looking at both
Oh.
of y'all. Like, I'm just looking like,
I
yeah.
know you
Yeah.
lying. I was
I'm
gonna
not
say,
saying it because it's you. I'm saying, like,
I've always been
once
an
you
introvert.
realize, like, it's just how your brain. What you say?
I've
always been an introvert.
Girl, I wasn't gonna say that. Shut up.
No, once you just realize your brain literally operates in ways just to protect you and keep you safe. When I say keep you safe,
Yeah.
your brain thinks it's like, okay, we're not going to really show our true selves to this person because the last time we did that, blah, blah, blah. That was just an example.
Yeah.
But it's like your mind will tell you that. So you're like, okay, yeah, like I knew this person wasn't safe to begin with. Like,
Yeah.
like I don't need to do that. But like, really,
Was
there
that a
might not
part of
have been no
self-sabotage?
reason.
Is that technically
Yeah, we
part
get
of self-sabotage?
self-sabotage. Like, there's so much. There's so much we could talk about because I've experienced it all. And like, I know with my sister, we're a lot alike in certain areas like that.
Yes.
And it's like,
Oh.
sometimes I'm looking in a mirror and I just be wanting to like,
Punch me.
not punch you. I just be wanting to like tell you
Get
so
out.
many
Not punch you.
things.
Like, get out of it.
And it could be things that I still deal with. And that
Yeah.
makes it even stronger to want to like teach her things and like be like, there's another way. Like, we don't have to go down this path. But at the same time, like, she has her own life. She has her
Yeah.
own
And she
story.
has
That's
to
a part of her
experience
journey.
certain
Things have
things
to
for
happen.
herself.
Yeah. Yeah. Like,
It's kind of
yeah.
like secondhand embarrassment because it's like I went through this exact same situation. I'm trying to save you.
Yeah, I don't feel embarrassed though. If anything, like, I just don't want you to get hurt. Like, I
Yeah.
just don't want you to feel the hurt that like maybe I felt. But at
Yeah.
the same time, it's like
You
when I
can't really
think
do
back
Maybe
on
you
all
would-
the hurt that I experienced, it's made me who I am today.
Yeah, like maybe it happened for a reason. Maybe you can't stop a person from going through the same thing, but you went through it, so now you know what to do if they repeat the same thing.
Yeah, but you also have to, like she said, you
It's
have to
basically like
let
a
each
parent.
person experience for themselves.
Yeah,
Because me as a parent,
everything happens
trying
for a
to pass
reason.
that on to you,
Yeah.
you know, when she wasn't even thought of, but passing it on to you.
Yeah.
And you still had to experience for yourself. Like
And
I
think
would tell
about
you,
it, that
oh, the
would
girls are going to do this. Oh, the boys are going to do that. And you're just like, no, not my friends. Or no, not so-and-so.
No,
And
but like
that
what's up
didn't
with
happen.
parents being able to do that? They just be like, they say, "Oh, hi, how are you?" She's gonna betray you. She's
Like,
gonna steal
parents-
all your money. She's gonna.
She's gonna burn your house
I've been
down.
trying to tell y'all, but
She's
y'all
Judas.
don't listen.
Like-
And so you just realize, all right, so you got to see for yourself. But as a parent, you don't, when it becomes the hurting part
Yeah.
of it, you don't want to see your kids go through the hurt. So
Yeah.
you try to, so we just talked about this the other day, and I was like, well, grandma used to, and I'd be like, okay, ma, like,
Okay.
you don't know, that was then. That was your
Yeah.
time. That child history repeats itself. And here I am telling my first one, and then the second one, I told my boys stuff. Like,
All right.
you
So-
just, you know, as a parent, again, you just don't want to see your kids get hurt, or you don't want your kids
It's
to go
like
through some of
half
the
and
same
half.
things that hurt you, or, you know, that bothered you, especially
Yeah.
with the girl friendship.
What's it like?
Drama.
Is it really half and half? Like, I don't want to see you get hurt, but it's I told you so. You get that bragging rights. I told you so.
It's nah, it's more I don't want to see my kids going through it, especially when you've already gone through it.
Yeah.
So that whole, what did I tell you
Probably
about the
like a
girls in
trigger.
school? Like the girl drama I went through. If I think about high school, and then I think about how people thought, oh, she's so stuck up. Oh, because she doesn't. I was just quiet. I'm an introvert. I was quiet. I tried the girl thing. It didn't really work out. I had a friend here and there. I probably only had one or two friends.
And then the boys worse than the girls. Now you really just don't have nobody. They all messy.
Well, I got along better with the boys just because there was no drama.
Maybe that was back then, but now the boys be worse than the girls sometimes. Like sometimes
Well,
you really be dodging
boys
the boys. 'cause
are
they be
messy now because I just be like, God,
That's
y'all
where that
just
sassy
be running
come
y'all
from. That's where they be
mouths.
like, you sassy because they be messier than the girls. Like in school, I used to hear stuff like the rumors and stuff. It would come from the boys. It wasn't even a girl. Like I heard such that it'd be the boys coming from the
Starting
football
drama.
teams and stuff, telling you what happened. Like
Well, I mean, I would say I kind of dealt with that a little bit too, but just being friendly with or more friends with boys because I didn't like the girl drama, or having that, hey, I thought that was my best friend, and
Yeah.
then, oh, like, you know, some boy said this and she picked the boy over me kind of thing. Went through that, and I'm just like, oh, well, you know, I guess, so it's
Yeah.
best just to be by myself. But then I got the whole label of, oh, she thinks she's stuck up, or, you know, or the boys being friends with me. Oh, so-and-so's boyfriend think you trying to talk. And I'm like, I don't
you gotta
want
watch
none of
the boy
y'all's
crazy girls.
boyfriends. Maybe y'all should grab y'all boys.
Yeah.
I'm
No, I
just
was
over
gonna
here
say
by
just deal with
myself.
that. Like, not even a lot of people can't even have like boyfriends because they just want to talk to you, like half the time.
Y'all's generation is just totally different. I can't relate to that at all. So
I don't even know if it's a generation. It might be an area thing. Might be the DMV.
I don't know. Oh, you like you playing tennis? You just back and forth, back and forth. We know you can relate. I know you can relate to the girl stuff. So
Yes, I can relate to the girl stuff.
Oh,
But here's what I will say. You know how I love to put like wound at the end of like everything. Father
yeah.
wound, mother
Yes,
wound,
child, Lord.
nice
got a
girl
lot of
wound,
them.
friendship wound. Let's say, okay, I did have a friendship wound, like a girl friendship wound. But I feel like, oh, I thought that was Wolf. I was like, why is he screaming?
Wolf is her cat, by the way.
Yes. But I will say, I feel like I have come to a really nice place that I like, where I love female friendships. Like, I love
genuine.
girlhood. Huh?
Yeah, I am a girl's girl.
I love girlhood. But I,
Don't look over
like
here.
my mom is saying,
You got
I
anything, though.
had those like same feelings, those same beliefs too, of just like, you know, girls don't really want to be my friend. They're just going to be jealous of me. They don't really mean what they say. They're going to, oh, they want the boy I'm talking to, or like they're really jealous, all this stuff. Like, I had a moment, I'm not going to say all my girl friendships have just been so amazing. Like, no, obviously, like, yeah, girl drama. You kind of just like go through it. That's
Hit
how
or
you
miss.
know. You got to go through like, you know, those bad friendships and know when you have a good friendship. Same like with the romantic relationship. So like, yeah, I've had my fair share, you know, losing best friends over like the craziest of things. Like,
Or what seems like nothing at all sometimes, and you're trying to
then it's
figure
like-
it out,
and
like
then
what
you gotta
happened.
figure out the difference. 'Cause
I
sometimes
know you know.
you gotta figure out the difference between when you're like really in a bad friendship, y'all always arguing, and then when you just been friends with someone so long, you get to that sister stage where
Yeah.
y'all be like just arguing about anything and then be
Yeah.
cool the next day.
just like bickering.
Difference between toxic and then like them sister friendships,
Yeah.
sister
But
or brother.
My
if that's what
friendships
you prefer.
now, just because I've like done inner work around friendships specifically, I would say I have some pretty good friends. And I have
Yeah.
about 3, but they're
Yeah.
pretty
That's
good.
all you need, really.
Yeah, they're
You
pretty
don't need
good.
a lot
Like
of
they're
friends.
like all sisters to me.
I don't
And-
know anybody that has a lot of friends. I know a lot of people that know a lot of people, but I can't
Associates.
count on my. I can't count on. I don't know anyone that has a bunch of friends, real
Yeah.
friends. That is, they'll be like, I know half the DMV. I got 2 friends though,
Yeah, I mean that's true because a lot of people in the DMV like
And then
know
you-
each other.
and then you can't dish your friend. Like you can't be walking around. I only got one real friend and never talk to that friend and be talking to everybody that
Oh.
you know is fake. Like that's just weird.
That is weird. So, I have a bestie
You
from
do?
college, Joy.
Oh.
And then, of course, my sister, Sydney. But then my other bestie is like my bestie, my
Me.
cousin,
It's me.
my sister is Ricky. Like everybody knows that. That is
Period.
like,
Everybody.
we're
got their
3
fake
weeks
cousin,
apart.
right?
Like everybody knows that. That's like
Oh.
sister, cousin, bestie, friend,
Right.
good
Yeah.
girlfriend, and then Kiana. That's
She-
also my
she been
cousin.
name
So I don't know if
dropping
that
the
really
whole
counts
episode.
either. So if you think about it,
She been name dropping
They're
the
all-
whole episode.
they're like family, you
Right.
know, other
Yeah.
than Joy. Joy's my bestie
Right.
from college, though.
friendships.
yeah, the
probably
other 3
work
are
more
family.
When people friendships and relationships work more when people realize you're not supposed to like fully depend on them. Like they base their whole life on how you should be treating me, and then they just forget about their whole independence part.
Codependency.
Yeah. Like you,
Coach
like
Trinity.
when your life revolves around one person, it's like I'm mad because you're mad. I'm sad because you're sad. It shouldn't be that way. You're supposed to have your own emotions. Like you just turn into that one person's kind of.
But you are
Or,
supposed
like,
to have your friends
Why aren't
back,
you talking
though.
to me? Why aren't you texting back fast
Who
enough?
said I
Like I've
don't got
been
my
waiting
friends
around
back?
for
I'm
you to
just saying
text me
you're
back.
supposed to.
But that's not
You're
the
supposed
same
to
thing
what?
though.
Also have your friends back.
Yeah,
So like we share memes all the time and reels, me, Ricky, and Joy,
I bet y'all do.
Sydney. So that's some of the crazy things that Ricky send me all the time.
Yeah.
You know, like
of course you
oh,
have your friends back.
oh, you said you was with me. Oh
If
yeah,
it's a
okay.
real
Well,
friend.
where were we? Tell me the whole story.
Yes.
Or
Oh,
I'm
I
going
got-
over here to see about this,
Well, Trini
and all
can't
she
do
has
that.
to do
Trini
is
don't
call
got
me
the
and say,
best
"Hey,
memory."
let's go."
Listen, cut me some slack.
Young.
Pregnancy brain is real.
I don't want
Okay.
to experience that either. So continue.
It's okay. You just kind of like it
Trinity
makes you
said
like
the same
not
thing.
care about a lot of things. Like
I'm not Trini.
Trinity said the same thing. I'm not having kids. I'm gonna get a cat. I'm gonna get a plant.
I did do
Here
that.
we are.
I did do
Six
I
that.
months
said
pregnant.
I will have
She
kids.
got the
damn
I
cat.
just thought it would be a
She
lot
got
later.
the cat, Jim.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
The
So
cat is roaming right now.
I kind of already spoke. He went around to go that way.
I don't know.
Your story.
I
Trini.
went. You want me to share my story? I will share my story.
Yeah, so we can kind of close.
So
out
I
with your
kinda-
story.
I kind of already spoke
Oh?
like why survival mode happens. I explained like it's when your body is adapting to things externally that feels like it's threatening your life.
Yeah.
But we have to take a moment to like thank our bodies at the same time because it's literally it has this protocol that it goes through that it's to protect us from danger. It's just normally nowadays there really isn't that real survival danger the way like I said like being chased by a literal
Tiger.
predator.
Yeah.
But it's so we can have a better chance of survival. That's the whole point. So like even in the morning during your morning routine, you could be brushing your teeth. You might notice like I'm over here like this. I'm over here, wash my face like this.
Everything's
And then
in a
you
rush.
realize
And you're not even
why
going
am I
nowhere.
moving so fast? Right. And it'd be the times where you don't got to get up and go to work. You don't got to go to school. You don't
'Cause
got
you're
like a
used to it.
meeting. You just be like,
I don't rush.
You're what did y'all call it? An NPC?
Wrap it up.
It's always funny when she's like, "What do y'all call it?" We
NPC.
came up with the
Just saying,
word
like, no, video games, because y'all
Yes.
always say that.
NPC, non-player character.
Same
Just same routine
lines
and
every day.
yep,
Uh,
day in
yeah.
and day out. Don't
Hey,
miss
you
a
got
beat.
somewhere to be, man? Like a GTA
A week.
character. When they when you running from the police and you run past, you got somewhere to be, man?
Oh, sorry, we're interrupting her serious
No, it's
closeout
funny.
moment.
No,
She
I
gotta
mean
do
it's
her
fine.
story first for her
But
quote.
yeah, so it's like
Coach Trinity.
She locked in fast.
Because Koja mode.
so
Oh.
once you
She's also an actress, so
once you realize it's a way of your body protecting you, just like I was talking about, a way for your brain to protect you from danger and feeling safe, and it's normally through like things that you're familiar with. So that's why people constantly like feel that they can't get out of toxic patterns or like this loop, is because your brain is going to try to keep you there because it's what you're familiar with, aka the brain thinks it's what's safe.
Wolf
You
wants
get
to
me?
say hello. Meow.
Hey Wolf,
Did you guys see my
guys,
bun?
say hi to Wolf.
My
Okay,
bun's
don't be
messed
rude.
up.
I think I was gonna say something else, but I
Not Wolf,
I don't
be
think so.
rude, cry.
I think I was going to say something else, but I forgot. Oh, pregnancy brain. Or just Trinity.
oh okay. So what's really happening in the body, guys? Okay,
No one knows.
so what's happening in survival mode is your nervous system is just being triggered, like I kind of spoke about. So specifically something called there's two sides to your nervous system. It's your really Wolf, I need you to calm down. About to take down the camera. It's your parasympathetic
Fired.
and then your sympathetic nervous system.
Set, Wolf.
Sympathetic nervous system is your fight or flight. That's where like the triggering part comes from. You're going to go into fight or flight, and you're going to that's when your body's going to like physically, like we was talking about the anxiety attacks, maybe your body's going to physically start showing symptoms, increase heart rate. Your digestive system is going to slow down, because if you think about it, if you're being chased by a literal tiger, like your body thinks it's being chased by, you're not going to have time to say, oh, this is a perfect time to go take a poo. Like, no. Or this is the perfect time to
You
digest.
What?
Did I sound British just now?
Take a poo.
This is the perfect time.
I don't know, I just got lost because that threw me off. I'm sorry. But I'm
poo.
listening.
Got your attention.
Yeah.
This is the perfect time to go, digest those berries I ate this morning. Like,
Yeah.
no, your digestive system is going to shut down
Oh.
because it's doing whatever it can to outrun this tiger that's chasing us. Does this make sense? Making sense?
Yeah, I don't pay attention
Makes
to
it-
science.
Are you paying attention to me right now?
Yeah.
like, okay. So what does it look like when somebody is in survival mode? Their guard is up. They're overly tired or drained. They're more defensive. They're overwhelmed.
Shots
today,
crazy.
Pilar,
Are crazy.
She pointed to my mom for those of you who
Like
can't
literally
see.
just
Overwhelm, brain fog, irritability, anxiety or worry, body aches and soreness. Like I said, your body can actually physically
be sick.
react
Yeah.
to it. Yeah.
So to speak.
No.
You do get sick more often.
Yeah.
Oh.
I know about the physical part and that body part, sure.
Yeah, because your body is
That
running
sound
off
like
of
me.
adrenaline.
Just like your body will tell you when you need to stop. It's enough. You
Your
are
body shuts
wearing
down.
me out.
That's like
And if you don't listen, like burnout and exhaustion. If you don't listen, then
Burnout.
you'll injure yourself.
Like, who's
You're
burnout?
sitting there thinking like I've done this a million times, and then boom, now I injured myself. Yeah, because you
sound
skip
like
the
somebody I know.
you skip the warnings. Whatever, Pilar. It's a lot of
I
shots
wasn't
today.
talking about you.
Oh, not today. Oh, that was for Aiden. And
I almost forgot.
Hey, you talking about shots? You've been name dropping the whole episode.
because I love my folks. You know, my circle
Not
is
the first
small.
one.
I love my folks. It's
I
crazy.
love my people in my circle. That's what I'm referring to. Cut it out,
I
Pilar.
thought you
I'm
was
talking
like,
about the people
my
in my
folks.
small circle. I love them.
I love
Support.
you too, Mom. Stop.
I didn't
Okay.
even name you, but I love you too.
Okay. So then you have your
It's crazy.
parasympathetic, which is the opposite of your
We're
sympathetic.
still learning, Coach Trinity.
Yeah, I didn't finish.
Okay,
So
go ahead.
your parasympathetic is your rest and restore. So that's like the opposite of we're in danger, we're in panic mode, we're in alert mode. Rest and restore. That is going to happen when you're like grounding, when you're singing, when you're out in the sun and nature, when you're spending time with loved ones, when you're journaling, when you're doing all of that great stuff that I literally always talk about, and it's just so great.
Plug,
Inner work.
Plug. TrinityPaday.com. Let's just get it out there already.
TikTok,
Jeez.
Instagram.
Yes. Anything you can
It's
think
in the
of.
description down below, always.
Pilar next door. I
TrinityPoday.com.
don't got nothing on Instagram, but Pilar next door.
So yeah, like I said, it can actually manifest into physical symptoms, disorders, and diseases. So low immunity, mood disorders, weakened muscles, and even heart failure.
Death.
Yeah, if you get
Is that
stressed
not
enough,
death?
sure.
Yeah, because it
Heart
really,
fail?
yes, it starts with the
Could be,
stress.
yeah.
It's prolonged stress. So stress, especially for us women. Listen, that guy who's stressing you out all the time, not worth
Baby,
it.
let him go.
Literally, you could.
Baby, let him go.
Let him
And
go.
don't let it
2
take
months ago.
years and years.
And don't spin the block.
And don't let it take years and years to realize it.
I did that,
Let
but
it
only
go.
I could do that. So
And I'm so dead.
it's different reasons. But if you getting stressed out, he gotta go.
My favorite way to regulate, though, for real, that I forgot
Coach
to
Trinity, by the
mention,
way.
other than grounding, because I love me some grounding and stuff, and I like
what is
seeing
grounding, Trinity?
grounding,
They got
guys.
Google.
Grounding.
No, but
I'll
this
tell
is
you
her
real
favorite. So come on, real quick, because we shutting this
quick. So
down.
take your socks off, go outside in
Crying.
the
Take
grass,
your socks off.
plant your feet in the grass, and absorb the energy from the earth, and like feel the sun on your
Not
skin,
if
and
you
you're
live in
gonna
a
feel
dirty
so.
area, though. Don't do it.
You're gonna feel so rejuvenated, re-energized, just brought back to life. Seriously, it's like a whole science to it. I'm not making none of this, like, literally research it.
Yeah,
You're
you can
getting the
research
energy
grounding.
from the earth. Like, you're bouncing off of each other for real, and like absorbing the energy.
Yeah,
I mean, like, seriously.
it's a whole thing.
It could be
wouldn't
the
do it.
grass or sand, like at the beach. That's
Oh,
why I
the
love
beach,
the
yeah.
beach. I love the
Oh
beach.
my God, that's a whole episode in itself.
But
I go
even
to the
guys,
beach. Why the beach is the best place ever.
why the beach is the best place. Well, that's another episode. It's like, no, I'm just kidding. But so my favorite way to release survival energy, though, is somatic shaking. Apart from grounding, is somatic shaking and somatic therapy. So if you don't know what that is, it's literally like shaking your body,
Before,
because
like, you
the
on stage.
emotions get stored in your body, the energy gets stored in your body.
Yeah,
What
it's
you
a
say?
release.
Like before people go on stage and stuff.
Yeah, they be like, or like the athletes, they be standing there shaking.
You start from head to toe or from the bottom up. Doesn't matter.
Don't matter.
Doesn't matter. But you should cover your whole
Shake
body
it like
though.
a stripper.
Right?
It depends. If you're short on time, just shake your hands. Just shake your hands or shake your feet.
Get
Like
the
wiggle
blood
your feet.
flowing.
Shake your legs. Yeah.
And like it helps also when you're shaking.
Breathe.
Like you're
Deep
and when
breaths.
you like when you humming.
Just live life.
Did you know that you can't hum and
sarcastic as
overthink
hell.
at the same time? So if you're an overthinker, you listening? If you're an overthinker,
This is
hum.
about to be your
You
new
can't
thing.
think and hum at the same time.
You sure about
Girl, you're
that?
gonna be doing
I'ma
something. I'm
find
gonna
a
hear
way.
you in your room humming
It's
your ass
almost
off.
like the
basically.
vibration.
I'll find a way.
You're just gonna be hearing her at like 2 a.m.
I'll
but-
find a way.
That's why I said she's gonna be
But
humming her ass
literally-
off, and I'm be like, oh, she's overthinking about something. But damn, girl, get that song out.
If you hum right now, you're not gonna it's almost like you just feel the
Are you trying
vibration
that
of
right
the
now?
hum. I'm not humming, she is. If you feel the vibration of the hum, you're not gonna be able to like think stuff, because it's just like you feel the vibration in your body. It's almost like numbing it or something. It's
You
like,
gotta do it on like,
but then it's a good way.
on like a good time, because right now they probably like humming and purposely prove you wrong.
Crying is I'm not getting this stuff from myself. Okay, this is research. This is stuff that I have learned, I have tried, it works. But crying all by itself is healing and activates your parasympathetic nervous system, which, like I said, is the rest and restore. So if anybody has ever told you, stop that crying, don't cry, what you crying for? Cry
Cry
harder,
louder.
cry harder and louder, okay? Because you're healing your nervous system.
Scream.
It's not
Okay, y'all
crying.
want to
She
know
said
my
cry.
story?
We are quickly, so we can shut it down.
Also, the goal isn't to fix
that was
anything
the
about
second warning.
yourself. Don't feel like, oh, there's something wrong with me, I need to fix
Second
this, I
warning.
need to do this, because like you're never going to get out of that loop. You're always going to feel like there's this little thing I need to correct about myself, and that's going to lead into perfectionism, and like you're never going to get there. You're never going to be perfect.
Nobody's
Yeah.
perfect.
It's just about learning more about yourself. When you start to take
Just
the
let that
approach
go.
of I'm just learning more. about trend, not trying to fix trend, or I don't believe trend is good enough, so trend needs to do this and become this person. No, I'm just learning
Just
who
be
trend
you.
already is and uncovering
And
more
start
about
to
trend.
Just calm
Self-love.
down.
Self-love. Start to
You just
learn
doing too
yourself and love
much.
yourself more.
In short, she basically saying you're just doing too much, and you can't always do too much.
Oh
Okay.
my God, that's from
Sometimes.
that's the teenage version.
Don't take life too seriously. That's how a lot of us get
Like
caught up.
fashion
We're just
wise,
too
you can do
serious.
too much, but all that overthinking, you doing too much.
I'm
just
so
doing too
dead.
much.
Just fashion and
You could do
girl,
too much.
tell your story so
Oh,
we
yeah,
can close
yeah.
this out before we lose people, and they get bored and then they stop listening or watching.
Oh,
Cut that out. Cut that part out.
Self sabotage. So, no.
Cut that part out.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Um.
Oh,
Okay, my story is,
vampire?
to put it short, there was this one time
She fell off the roof.
a few months ago, I think. Not I fell off the roof.
Go ahead.
A few months ago, I was in my apartment with my husband, and something had happened, and I got triggered like really badly, just all of a sudden. And I couldn't really move. I kind of felt a little like paralyzed in a way because I was really like just experiencing the trigger. And so I told myself in that moment, all in my head, I'm just talking to myself. I told myself, instead of running from this or thinking that what I believe was an anxiety attack in that moment, because my heart rate started going up and I start breathing heavily and looking around a lot and things like that. And I said, I think I'm having an anxiety attack.
Mm-hmm.
So instead of running away or asking myself like I thought we were over this, like, why are you letting this bother you again? Like, what are you doing? Like, snap out of it. I just rode the wave. So I kept telling myself, you're safe. You're going to get through this. This won't last. And you'll be okay. And you're safe. And you're safe. And then I eventually thought about somatic shaking, trying to release that emotion and whatever I was feeling of that sense of overwhelm in my body, out my body. So I slowly started wiggling my toes. Like I said, I felt like I couldn't move. So I was like, but you can move. So I started wiggling my toes, wiggling my fingers, moving my head. And then I sat up in my bed because that's where I was. And I still repeating to myself, you're safe. This will pass. You're safe. This will pass. And then I believe I started rubbing my chest, just trying to calm my nervous system down. And tears did start coming out. That's very natural. Like I said, crying. It's fine. So I started to cry. And my husband was there, obviously, and he was like, are you okay? Like, what's wrong? I just told him I need a moment. So I was just sitting with myself. And then after I did the shaking a little bit, the positive self-talk, the crying, I just kept breathing. Breath work, too, is a very big thing. I was just breathing deeply to calm the anxiety, to calm down my nervous system. And this whole process took about maybe not even 15 minutes. I would say like 12 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
But I could feel the difference. After 12 minutes, I could feel my body had went from extreme overwhelm, anxiety. I was so scared in that moment. Like, I am in danger. I am being threatened. Like, my life is in danger and I won't survive this. But because I calmed down my nervous system and because I did breath work and somatic shaking and all that, in that moment, 12 minutes later, I literally felt like I really did release what just happened. And then afterwards, I felt lighter and I felt like I was really connected to my inner child. So then I just ended the night off watching like one of my favorite inner child movies, and I felt so light and happy. But I felt like that was another thing I did. I'm sorry, I almost forgot. Talking to your inner child is also what's going to help you. So talking to the little girl inside, because that's when the trigger first happened. So like I'm talking to her at that time of the thing. So I just said, like, you're safe. I got you. I won't let anything happen to you. And like if she was in front of me, that's how I talk to myself. So I'm talking to myself like that, and I'm rubbing my chest and like self-soothing.
Whatever put you in harm's way.
Whatever put you in harm's way. So I'm doing those things, and like I said, I felt like this pressure off of me. I felt this lightness and this happiness. And what I can relate it to is when you're a kid and you have a moment where you're crying really bad or you feel scared, and like your parent comes to soothe you and say, like say you're scared of like a thunderstorm or something, like you think you're going to die because of that thunderstorm, and your parent comes and soothes you. It's okay. I'm not going to ever let anything happen to you. Like that's outside. We're in here together. I'm with you. Look
You're
at me.
safe.
I'm hugging you. You're safe. So when you're a child and that happens, you genuinely believe it. You feel it. You're like, my parents not going to let anything happen to me.
Right.
And then you go about your business and you start playing with your baby dolls again and your Bratz dolls. And you literally just don't, you have no care in the world. That's how I felt after I did it, but I did it to myself.
Right.
So
I'm interested in the movie, the childhood movie.
me
there's
and
been
my
a few.
husband watched Surf's Up.
Oh my gosh. Yep, that was
And I
one
fell
of your
asleep.
favorite.
But
And she said I fell asleep.
I fell asleep. But yeah, that's my story.
Oh,
That's my story, guys.
Guys,
it's been real.
moral of the story
Another
is go watch
episode.
The Perks of Being a Wallflower if you haven't.
She want to be me so bad, y'all. I'm telling you, like she want to be.
Nah, I feel like too many people watch that movie. That became their personality.
Girl.
Forget what I said.
It became my personality,
people to
bro.
watch
I was
Waves.
obsessed
Oh
with
yeah,
that movie.
watch Waves. Okay,
Don't watch that movie.
Told
watch. It's a horror movie. It's not a horror movie, but it's gonna
It's
feel.
so
like
It's
one.
not even a horror movie.
It's far from a horror
It's
Does it
my
say that?
own horror movie.
I'm weak.
That's not. Jeez.
I'm
okay.
weak.
That's horrible.
I
What
fell
happened?
asleep on
So-
that one.
That's it, guys.
Thank
Okay,
you guys.
Thank
for
you so much
listening.
for watching.
Yes.
As usual, everything, all our socials, other places you can watch this podcast like Spotify and Apple Podcasts. If you like those platforms, they're going to be linked below as well. All our Instagrams, me and Pilar's TikToks.
Yeah.
My mom doesn't
I
have
don't do
TikTok.
Mine's
And
Well,
all the
I have
other
an
great
account.
stuff.
I don't do
will
TikTok.
put my website below too, just for those who are interested in any
She has
courses or
plugged the
coaching or
whole
downloads.
show,
That's really on Instagram.
prettypaday.com.
It's on Instagram.
Man.
It's only right,
Self love.
girl power.
Oh,
Self love.
girl power. Powerpuff
Hashtag self care. Like,
Wait,
no, I'm just
girl
kidding.
power?
Girl power. Powerpuff Girls.
What's the sign?
There is one.
Yeah. So thanks for watching, guys.
Thanks for watching.
We
our
hope you
second
loved this
episode.
episode. Make sure you leave a review if you can, if you're on a platform that allows you to leave a review. Otherwise, like, comment, subscribe. You already know all that good stuff. And we'll see you in our next episode.